Hello and welcome to Knockhill Racing Circuit for the second round of the Scottish Championship bike racing. In this week's programme, we're going to be concentrating on our club classes. Weather conditions look good, we're all set for a great day's racing.
So welcome to the Supertwin 400 and Classic race. My name's Duncan Vincent and I'm joined alongside Dennis Hobbs in the commentary box here. McClung, Robinson, Murphy and Reid. Bit of a classy front row for this one, Dennis. Stone, McNairn and Heath, row 2.
Yeah, a mixture of mini twins and 400s on the front row, so we've got two of each, and I'm sure it's going to be some exciting racing today, Duncan.
Numbers a little bit down on what we've seen, but as mid-season, this is where budgets come into play and you guys have to pick their own race meetings. Oh dear, number 90, that's David McNairn, isn't it? David's not even made the start, so in the pit entrance, stuck before he's even made the start, so he'll be absolutely devastated at that. We are under starters orders, the green flag is waved at the back as the camera makes its way back down towards the pit entrance, and we're racing here, and we're on board with Douglas Brown, and what a terrible start. That must have been Tom Robinson. What a dreadful start for the number 55 bike, dead last into first corner.
Yeah, we saw that a little bit last year with Tom, he qualified in second place and then just got an absolutely dreadful start, but the last meeting he managed to get the whole shot in one of the races, so not sure what's gone wrong with Tom Robinson there, but he's left himself a lot of hard work to do now in this race.
He's not going to be a happy bunny with that. He's already passed Sandy Robertson on the number 11 TZ350, but the man at the front is Paul McClung, makes his way in towards Clark Corners. We go on board with Douglas Brown. He's got Eddie Stone on his Ducati right in front of him. Get some cracking close pictures of Eddie Stone there. Eddie looked a little bit wayward on the way in, and Brown just powers past on his 400 Kawasaki. Look at Jed Heath right round the outside. Big power there, Den.
Yeah, Jed Heath looking pretty impressive, and good to see the classics so far up early on in the race.
So there we go through the corner. Heath with Brown and Eddie Stone. Eddie looking just a little bit nervous on that bike, if that's right. Just looks a little bit rigid.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a high side in qualifying. He high sided out of the hairpin and stuck himself on the side of the tyre wall for a little bit, and a little bit confused as to what exactly happened, and probably just getting his confidence back. But I'm sure as this race progresses, he's going to be challenging Douglas Brown. But if you look at that already, Tom Robertson right behind Eddie Stone coming from the very back of the grid.
Yeah, that will definitely dent Eddie's confidence, and he's a man that thrives and rides on confidence. On the red Ducati, front of your shot there, Tom Robinson is all over the back of him like some sort of bad rash as they come up towards the John O'Weir chicane, and through they go. Let's pick up the camera point at the exit that corner, and we can see Jed Heath also coming through with Douglas Brown still firmly attached to him on the number 60 bike. Douglas Brown giving us some fantastic onboard footage, but through goes Robinson up the inside. He passes Stone on the entrance towards Clark Corner, but at the front Paul McClung has disappeared. Leon Murphy trailing in second place with Grant Reid on a 21 bike, having a little look up the inside of the hairpin, gets alongside as we change back to see Douglas Brown getting done by Tom Robinson, who is doing a good comeback ride here.
Yeah, Tom Robinson, like you say, is definitely having a comeback ride. He's got a lot of hard work to do to catch up the 21 machine of Grant Reid there in the 400 category, but as it is at the front from number 49 machine, Paul McClung from East Lothian, leading the way quite comfortably and not challenged by anybody out there at all. And it's great to see Leon Murphy doing such a strong ride, and he's up there on the TMR SV650.
Yeah, supported by Cooper Motorcycles as well. And Paul McClung, it's just good to see young Paul back here after he had such a dreadful first Knockhill meeting when he had a start line incident and wrecked his Supertwin bike, properly wrecked it. And we see he's back here. He's not on his Supertwin, it looks like he's on his mini twin, which he also then fell off promptly after getting the okay from the medical centre. So good to see Paul back here, and hopefully we'll see the Supertwin back soon as well. But up the inside of Jed Heath goes Tom Robinson, and Jed Heath's probably going to use the power of the big Suzuki and just power back past him as they get towards the hairpin. But Grant Reid, as we change shot, we see him passing Leon at the hairpin there. That's a beautiful little 650 that Leon's built himself there, Denny. He spent a lot of time over the winter. He updated his Facebook site quite a lot, and you saw the build happening. It was still a frame just a couple of weeks before the first Knockhill though.
Yeah, it's great to see these guys putting so much effort into the race bikes, ready for the start of the championship this year, and credit to them all for being out there and doing such a great job.
I do like this static camera shot. I'm quite a fan of that as we see them coming down towards Say Curves and tipping in there, and you can see just how much of an effort it is to try and get the bike back from the right to the left, which is Les is at the bottom of first corner, Say Curves there. It's quite an effort that then.
Yeah, it definitely is. And obviously looking at Douglas Brown there, right in the back of Jed Heath. Jed Heath on the big 1100, straight line speed, obviously a lot greater than what it is on the 400s. But Jed Heath doing a great job to be so far up the field, because I think you remember the first round he was probably wasn't even near the top 10, but now he's running there in a strong 5th place.
Watch out, here comes Stone Cold Eddie. He's getting some confidence back on the number 13 Ducati. Douglas Brown runs a little bit wide of the apex of Clark's here, and let's look at the background. Eddie just needs a little bit more power for that bike. He spends so much time looking after everybody else's bikes, he's losing a bit of power himself. He tries to go up into the Douglas Brown. Has he managed to do it? We're on board. Yes, Eddie gets up the inside, gets the demons gone, because that's where he high-sided this morning. So Eddie Stone will be smiling under that helmet as he makes his way up the main straight on the ERS Ducati.
Yeah, Eddie doing a good job there. He's always been strong on the brakes in towards the hairpin, and I think that's one of his strong points. He's already left Douglas Brown, who we've just gone back with there, in towards the top of Seat Curve, and you can see how much speed the guys carry in there.
Yeah, through Leslie's Eddie Stone now, having a look at Jet Heath. He tries to go up the inside, but he just cuts his nose off. Calm yourself, Eddie. He's getting a little bit of a rush of blood to the head here. The throttle hand is working away hard. Eddie has to set up at Butcher's, or he was going to ride straight into the back of Jet Heath. And also the John Irish chicane. Eddie's a big, well, kind of moment there, and lifts off the gas. And here comes Douglas Brown back up the inside now, cracking on board shots from the number 60 Kawasaki as Douglas Brown slithers past him at Clark's corner. So Eddie's got it all to do again at the hairpin. Now let's remember that we've got Paul McClung checked out, gone into the distance from Grant Reid, and it'll be interesting to see how far Tom Robinson, and see if he's actually made some ground up on Leon. Yeah,
it looks like Tom Robinson's sitting in a static 4th place at the moment, and he's going to be working hard to try and chase down Leon Murphy, but I don't know whether he's got enough laps to do it, Duncan.
I was way called Leon Haslam. I always do that, and I think his nickname's Haslam, but yeah, let's move on swiftly. Douglas Brown goes underneath that Beatson's building supply bridge, and giving us a bit of double vision there with that camera, the vibration we're getting back from it. He tips into Seat Curves behind Jet Heath, and this is where the little 400 really starts to take over from the big bike. The big bike a little bit heavier, a little bit slower mid-corner speed. Look at the 400 gaining all the time, and he's going to have a run on him before he gets to Butcher's, and it's a good move by Douglas Brown there. I think Heath might have just gone a little bit wide at Scotsman.
Yeah, I think that was almost a planned manoeuvre as well. Obviously he knew that he had the corner speed, and that managed to work out for Douglas Brown, and it's Eddie Stone that managed to make a place up on the last lap, messed himself up the chicane, and then he's dropped 2 places now, so he's got a lot of work to do to try and get past Jet Heath and catch back up with Douglas Brown. You used to race a little 400, Duncan, so you know how nice and nimble they are in terms of turning and stopping.
Yeah, it was never very much nimble about me, Dennis, thank you very much. But yeah, into the hairpin, the little 400, obviously a lot greater corner speed than that big Suzuki, but can Jet Heath wind that big Suzuki up and accelerate all the way past Brown on the way towards the Seat Curves? But you've got to remember, the little 400 can brake so much later, but here we're on board with Douglas Brown, and look at the speed difference with the big GSXR 1100, and let's see what Brown can do on the brakes. He's probably got a little bit too much to catch up there, but you'll see him, he's starting to gain momentum as he goes through the apex of Seat Curves, and here he comes through Leslie's again, driving that little 400 in hard at the Scotsman. Heath goes defensive, Brown goes round the outside, cheeky as you like, but made it a little bit wide mid-apex for him there, and I think he was trying to do the same move as before then.
Yeah, it looked like he just almost got blocked there by Jet Heath, so that actually messed his exit up, and that's give the advantage back to Eddie Stone, who's right in the mix now. So these 3 all together, and obviously this is a race long scrap, and it's good to see. Obviously the first 4 right away at the front in this one, all up the inside goes Douglas Brown. Paul McClung leading this one quite comfortably from Jet Heath is obviously just struggling to keep a hold of Douglas Brown and Eddie Stone there.
Yeah, Eddie Stone coming back on Heath, and they're into the hairpin, they're so close. That's pretty impressive stuff, and Eddie Stone makes up 2 positions within a couple of 100 yards here. Good opportunistic stuff from Eddie on his ERS Ducati, so Douglas Brown is going to be absolutely raging. He's just deposited Jet Heath down in position, and then he's got Eddie back in front of him. So can we get some more onboard footage? Well, we'll come back to a race leader. Let's not forget about this man on the number 49 SV650. Not the Super Twin, just Paul McClung's Mini Twin as he accelerates out from the hairpin up towards the last lap flag, and he takes the checker flag, and it's a dominant race 1 win for young Paul McClung there. He really is a class off the field in the Super Twins 400s and the classics there. Round the hairpin he comes. He'll be happy with that after his terrible first meeting. Grant Reid takes a 2nd place from Leon Murphy. Tom Robinson, after a terrible start, is 4th, with Eddie Stone, Dougie Brown, Jet Heath and Stuart Hamilton coming home in 8th position for the first Mini Twin 400 and Classic race. Let's head back down to Joe Tanner for some interesting post-race interviews with our guys.
I'm here with the 2nd place finisher, Grant Reid. First podium of the year, great result.
Just splendid. I just took an opportunity to get past Liam. I took it, I tried to follow Paul, kept waiting for Tom to come past, but couldn't hear anything, so I just kept going, and here we are, so perfect.
And the winner, Paul McClung, how many times have we said that over the last couple of years? You've stepped up a class this year, but it's certainly not stopped you winning.
I've really just suited the Mini Twin and the Super Twins, so just riding it like what I ride my 125, it's obviously a wee bit different. In some corners you're up a gear to use the torque of the engine and stuff, but it seems good.
Leon Murphy, third place. It looked like second at one point, but he was a little bit too quick for you.
That was it, yeah. I kind of slow to get going, and I went down without any warmers on and just sat in the garage, so it didn't feel too great to start off with, but we got into it. So, good fun.
So it's pre-injected 600 time now with Paul Bowerbank, Robinson, Des Burns and Clements in the front row. Donaghy, Bright and Foreman are rows 2. Polanski, Rennie, Adkins and Hogg, with Sullivan, Crawford and Armstrong the fourth row off the grid. Bike's just about to go into track. Why not join us after the break for some pre-injected 600 action?
Welcome to another episode of Racing No Filter. Joining me in sunny California, Bill Wood, and down in sunny Florida, Peter King.
We're going to take a look at some of the products HPD has created for the 2012 Honda Civic, and specifically we're going to show you how to install an adjustable sway bar.
Until then, folks out there, you take care.
So welcome back to the Knockhill Motorsports Club race meeting here, and we are on the grid and just about ready to go racing with the pre-injected 600. You can see the lights are on the bridge and away we go, and it's a good start again from Bowerbank, the man of this class. We go on board with Chrissy Clements as we head down towards first corner, but there's Bowerbank. Is he going to lead it towards the first corner? No, he's not. He's not. He gets his nose well and truly rubbed as Clements loses lots of positions by the time he gets through St. Curves there. So we need to get back up to the leaders and try and find out exactly who that was that just kind of went past Bowerbank at St. Curves there. We're already going through Butchers up to the John Arweer chicane, and let's try and get a visual on the bike as they come through. Well, it's definitely an R6 Yamaha, we can tell you that, and that is Sean Robinson that's in the lead then. Is Sean Robinson showing Bowerbank the way?
Yeah, Sean Robinson obviously pretty quick in qualifying, but it was Bowerbank that got the advantage, taking pole position. These guys battling again as they come out with John Arweer chicane. Robinson trying around the outside, dives back up the inside, but look who's in the background, Gordon Donaghy, and Robinson's made that one stick. That was a pretty nice manoeuvre.
Yeah, pretty sweet manoeuvre there. Here comes Big Gordy at the back on his R6, so 3 R6 Yamahas away at the front. Let's try and get a visual in the fourth position, man. Just a little bit out of shot for us here, but Robinson tries to go back up the inside, and number 27, Paul Bowerbank. Bowerbank has been the man of this class this year without a doubt, and almost last year as well. Then he really has come on form. His teammate Alan Rennie is out this weekend, so we'll try and get a visual on Alan Rennie somewhere along the line. Out goes the pit board, and we have a man on the floor. Give us a number of that one. Is that Martin Hogg by any chance? Was it then? It's a visual for you.
Yeah, I think that was Martin Hogg that's gone down there, unfortunately, on his CBR 600, but back ready for a restart already.
Yeah, quick red flag there, and the green flag already at the back by Clark of the course, Sandy Forrest. The lights on the bridge, you can see we've put a couple of new lights in, which helps us at first corner, St. Curves, and away we go again, racing down towards the all-important first corner, number 4, 5 wide as they come in there. Burns goes up the inside on the Swan replica, but it is not, it's Gordon Donaghy who slots into second place.
Yeah, Polanski initially up to second on the outside, then had to get pushed wide and backed out of it, and he slipped down the grid, and I'm trying to see what is there, Duncan, is that... I was going to say, is that Thomas Crawford? I don't think it is.
No, it's a difficult one to pick up in third place here. We've got Bowerbank and Donaghy away at the front. Who is that in third position right now? That looks like it could be number 88. That would be Sean Robinson there coming through, and we get Robinson on his way towards the hairpin just now. So Bowerbank back in the lead from Donaghy, Robinson up in the third position, and we have got, who's that in fourth position then? Give us, that's Polanski on the orange vest. Still good to see him there. And Richard Bright as well.
Yeah, Richard Brighton being closely followed by Des Burns on the Swan Yamaha replica, little R6 out there.
Yeah, good to see that bike there. Des Burns really came alive at the last meeting, didn't he? He really got his stuff together and really got on form. He's almost on the podium and almost winning. Let's hope Gordon Donaghy has put a new tyre in as Richard Bright tries to go up into the Polanski. That's a brave manoeuvre to try and go up into somebody there, because the speed you go through St. Curves and then drive through. Les lasers down in the background. That's Burnsy, isn't it? That's Des Burns, throws away the Swan Yamaha and right at the edge of our camera shot there. Let's hope he gets up and walks away from that, Den.
I was actually hoping the cameraman was going to get that. That's a good, obviously lost the front and the bottom, but the cameraman flicks back to the action, and obviously the guy's there putting his bike to the side of the track, so hopefully we can continue racing. Des perfectly okay, which is great to see, but a little bit of work for him to do with the Autovox supported machine out there.
Robinson gets it all out of shape going into the hairpin there, and that was really, Bowerbank was not really Robinson's fault to tell you the truth there, but it's just one of these things, kind of lost it on the bump. But you can see there's a classic Leslie's fall off by Des Burns there. Then you just saw the whole thing. Whoa, we got a rider down on the embankment there. That's a fast place to go missing. And who was that then? I couldn't get an idea on that, but he was still on the floor.
Yeah, that was Jerry Sullivan, 45 on his Kawasaki, so hopefully Jerry's perfectly okay. And this we're back ready for the third rerun of the pre-injection 600 race.
Good grief, man, that's not a place where you want to fall off. We've got a man starting from the pit lane, so let's try this one again. On board with Chris Clements. We've got blue sky with a little bit of scattered cloud. There's the weather report for you. Down towards St Curves, and it's Robinson who tips in front this time. Bowerbank down to third position. Bowerbank down to third position. So through they go, and on the brakes for Scotsman Corner. As we were saying before the red flag though, classic front end fall off by Des Burns at Leslie's there, just tucking in front.
Yeah, he's probably got into the top of the St Curve too fast, and you make the left extremely tight, and it's easy to fold the front, or he might have even hit it a little bit. It looks like there's a few patches of stuff around there, so he might have even just caught something quite wrong, and we'll see. But like I said, Des is perfectly okay, which is the main thing. As the 88 machine, Sean Robinson leading the way as he comes down towards the hairpin for the first time.
On board with Chris Clements again, past where Jerry Sullivan had managed to come off his bike, and on the brakes we go. Keep your eyes on Bowerbank, he's already up the inside. The Bowerbank is a man on a mission on that little bike there, so passing Chris Clements there as he comes out of the hairpin and up the main straight. But Bowerbank, his little blue Yamaha, now has a bit of a task because Robinson has got a bit of a lead at the front, and let's see how he's going to attack this next couple of laps, because this is going to be a shortened race, obviously, Dennis.
Yeah, Richard Bright and Gordon Donaghy right on the back of Chris Clements there, as these guys came back in towards Scotsman Corner and then having a run towards Butchers. Now let's just see how much they're carrying revs. 14,000 RPM. They're screaming the bike to death over the blue white curb on the inside, driving it on the outside again, and looking pretty good, and he is really keeping that bike screaming at the top end of the rev range there, Duncan.
I like that, Dan, screaming to death. You can hear the little 600s howling away in the background, and they all make their way through Clarkson. He's going to just try and get in the slipstream here if he can time this right. But Bowerbank's his bike's not slow there. He got good drive out of Clark's corner, but here comes Donaghy up the inside of Richard Bright on the number 3 bike. Donaghy slips up the inside there on the red and black one. Good manoeuvre from Gordon there, and gets himself tucked in. Now he's got eyes for a podium as well, because he's been a very consistent runner this year.
Yeah, remember in the very first run of this race, Duncan, he was sitting in a nice comfortable third position, then obviously just struggled with the starts into this last one, and he's back there in 5th place, stuck behind Richard Bright at the moment, so he's still got his work to do. But look at Plansky, they're doing a great job trying to hang on to the back of him there.
Absolutely, as they go through St Curves there. So it is Sean Robinson leading the way from Paul Bowerbank, and Chrissy Clements in 3rd position right now. They've kind of spaced herself out a little bit. This is the battle here between Bright and Donaghy, and Donaghy's quick in towards the left of the Johnny Weir chicane there. If anything, probably impeded him just a little bit. Can he have a look up the inside into Clark's corner? No, because Bright's quick going into there on the black and green Yamaha. As over the top of the hill they go and head towards the hairpin, underneath the nose of the commentary box, round towards the hairpin.
Yeah, you could see Donaghy there took the classic line out of Clark's down to the back straight line. He got much better driving. He's going to try and go around the outside on the brakes of the hairpin. Surely that's not going to work.
That's a big Graham Dunkey move, isn't it, on the big Clubman Classic? Get the elbows out, but through and over the cement patch there. We had a bike down in qualifying, and up the main straight we go, ticking off yet another lap here. Still nice weather conditions. It's pretty warm out there, Dennis, nice and sunny, and no threat of rain as yet, which is a great thing.
Yeah, definitely this is going to be a perfectly dry meeting, fingers crossed, Duncan, for everyone. Richard Bright there just going through Leslie's up towards Scotsman Corner once more, and Richard Bright sponsored by Top Signs.
Looks like Donaghy, if anything, went in a little bit hot that time. You can see him running too far over towards the left hand side as he goes through St Curves, and that really does impede you through the left hander then, because you're making it even tighter. But these guys are catching Chris Clements. They're definitely, Richard Bright has got a bit of a wriggle on here, and he's kind of dropping Donaghy, and he's got eyes on the back of Clements now.
Was Richard Bright leading one of the races towards the end of the last meeting? Had a crash out the hairpin, is that right?
That was Lee Naylor. Lee Naylor, yeah. Where is Lee Naylor? That's a good point. We've not noticed he's not here yet. Thank you. There comes Sean Robinson out of the hairpin, number 88. Sean Robinson heads up to take a well-deserved checker flag, and he has put a nice big gap in over 2nd place Paul Bowerbank. In 3rd position, Clements is just going to hold it over Bright and Donaghy. But overall, a pretty action-packed pre-injected 600 race, Dennis. I'm needing to sit down now.
Yeah, that was a pretty good race throughout, and obviously Clements managed to get the right up there and putting the bike to Bowerbank.
So after that one, we'll take a look at the standings. Sean Robinson wins from Paul Burbank and Chris Clements. Richard Bright, Gordon Donaghy, Martin Polanski. Patrick Foreman and Alan Rennie comes home in 8th position for his first outing of the year at Knockhill. That's a good race, that then. Try and catch your breath, get a quick drink of water. So we'll head back down now for the next race, which will be the Supertwin 400 and Classics. McClung, Robinson, Murphy and Reid with Stone, McNairn and Heath. Let's see if Dave McNair can get a race this time.
Yeah, hopefully so, and obviously Tom Robinson's got to try and get a start from the front row of the grid.
So here we go, there's number 13, Eddie Stone. Turns into Stone, he is on the grid, but up into his grid slot. Number 49, Paul McClung, doesn't quite run into the camera. Oh, number 118. 118's in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, Rod Walker on his little Kawasaki 400 there. He's unfortunately broken down from the Dumfries, so hopefully we'll get that sorted ready for later on.
So Sandy Robertson there on the TZ350, number 11, Sandy from King's Kettle, and he's always a man that gives us a good bit of action here, but the race is already on its way. Look at that, once again, that was Tom Robinson hook and reverse and doing a Dan Kinlock at the back. Yeah, Tom Robinson, not sure what's going on there, Duncan. Like you say, the last meeting, he managed to get his starts together. He got a whole shot, he was there in the top 3 or 4 each time, but this time that's 2 starts, being Stone last in the top of the circuit curve for the first time, so making himself really hard work, and he's got to try and catch up with Grant Reid on the little Kawasaki 400, and Grant Reid's got a good start there in 3rd place, but Leon Murphy in 2nd, trying to chase down Paul McClung at the front. Good stuff. Grant Reid is 3rd place. There's Eddie Stone as well, and Davey McNair has got away this time on the number 90 bike. You'll be happy with that. But yeah, something's just not working with that little Yamaha of Tom Robinson's off the line. But here comes the 2 mini twins at the front. Then it's a 400 and then another mini twin, the Ducati off the ERS racing bike. A little bit smoky for number 90 there. Number 90 Dave McNair has got a wee bit of smoke on the down change, so we'll kind of keep our eyes on that, and hopefully that there's nothing bad going to happen internally there. Yeah, just watching Grant Reid in towards the hairpin there the first lap round, he's really defensive like middle of the circuit, so I don't know if that's his normal racing line. As Tom Robinson blasts past Douglas Brown up over the start finish straight under the Beatson's Building Supplies Bridge back in towards Circuit Curve, and he's still got a lot of work to do. He's still got a lot of guys in front of him there. Wouldn't you be a bit nervous if you were Grant Reid and you had Eddie Stone behind you though? Yeah, we'll leave that. Let's quickly move on and step away from that. There's Jed Heath on the big 1100. Big 1100 Suzuki making his way down again through Butchers and into that all-important John O'Weir chicane when you've got to get good drive. And here comes Robinson. Robinson gets a good drive through on the little 400, carried a little bit more corner speed, but will he go up the inside? Yes. Very late on the brakes and takes the kind of Mackenzie-esque line in there, very early in towards Clark, and gets a good exit. Yeah, I have a feeling that he's going to get blasted down the straight down towards the hairpin. No, we'll soon see. Jed Heath opens the throttle up on that big GSX 1100 and flies alongside him, but Tom Robinson much better on the brakes there, and you can see the back end of Tom's bike squirreling around on the brakes. He misses his apex just the first part, and Heath comes back in towards the apex, but Tom Robinson's managed to get that place back. Let's see if Jed can get him by the bridge back up over the start finish straight. Menacing clouds over Knockhill, but still good racing. We're still dry, and here comes Tom Robinson now, and he's going up the inside of Davy McNairn as they're going towards St. Curves. No, he's not, because McNairn jumps right across the nose off the number 55 Yamaha as they both go down through Leslie's and pull the brakes up for the next one. Robinson's got a lot of work to do here. He is making his weekend very, very hard for himself by not getting that thing off the line. Yeah, although he finished 2nd in class in the first race, 4th on the road, he put the fastest 400 lap of the racing, and so far in this one, it's Grant Reid that's got the quickest lap, and he's also leading the way at the moment ahead of that machine. So I think Tom Robinson's got his work cut out. He's got to try and get a few clear laps in, and then hopefully try and nick that point for the fastest lap, because I have a feeling he's not going to catch up with Grant Reid, because he's well and truly gone away from Tom Robinson there. Finishing 2nd on the road is very good, but you want to win overall. You know, 2nd in your class is good, but Tom Robinson's a racer and he wants to win, as he's very, very late to break, except for Douglas Brown. And does he get round and stay ahead of Jed Heath? I'll be impressed if he does, and he has. Well done, he's impressed me there as we see him up the main straight, but there goes Jed Heath, blasted, as Dennis would say, blasted back past. I was actually expecting Jed Heath to come past on the other side there, and he surprised us all, but Jed Heath having a fantastic race, and it's great to see him on the Classic there to be doing such a good job. It's cat and mouse this, isn't it? The little 400's obviously quicker through the twisty technical section of the track, and Brown goes up the inside. That's a brave move. He saw him in his peripheral right at the last minute. I gave him a little look and looked over there. I'm thinking, what are you doing, son? As he looked across the light there, you could actually see his hand shut the throttle off and let him through, so that was pretty good camera view there. Yeah, your day will come, that's what he's thinking, your day will come. But back at the front, up the inside, Tom Robinson having a go go, Eddie Stone there at St Curves, and I think he might have just got that. Brown still ahead of Jed Heath at the hairpin, but for how long, we wonder.
You could see Tom Robinson's line there was like diagonally across towards the top of the apex. Normally if you're going to pass somebody in the first corner, you try and go side by side in the brakes and then take the line, but Tom Robinson just thinking, I'm having that no matter what.
It's mine. We're on to the last lap flag there. Douglas Brown has once again been blasted by Jed Heath, but here he comes. The charge is now on. Brown's quick over the top of St Curves. He's quick through Leslie's left-hander. Will he go back up the inside at Scotsman? Yes! It's a good move on the brakes and off the brakes. But we come back to pick up our leader and race winner. Once again, it is Paul McClung on the number 49 Mini Twin, doing a cracking run at the front there.
Yeah, absolute classic display from Paul McClung, leading that one from start to finish. Leon Murphy coming over the line there in second place, second in class as well, and as Douglas Jed Heath just beats him to the line, doesn't he? That must have just been by a tenth of a second or so, but Jed Heath gets the better of Douglas Brown right at the end of the race.
So a classic Mini Twin 400 and classic race there. Paul McClung from Leon Murphy with Grant Reid, Tom Robinson, Eddie Stone with 5th, Jed Heath, Douglas Brown and Stuart Hamilton, the first of the 2 strokes, coming home in 8th position.
Want to keep up with all the racing action at the track? Well, download the new Go Racing TV iPhone and Android app. And remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
So, pre-injected 600s back on track with Robinson, Bowerbank and Clements, with Bright running at your front row. Donachie, Polanski and Foreman are row 2. Rennie, Adkins, Crawford and Sullivan, with Burns, Armstrong and Hogg in 14th.
Yeah, Derek Burns obviously being up the road, so he's going to have to start from the back of the grid, and the pre-injected 600 supported by Cooper Motorcycles, so thank you very much.
Keep your eyes on Tam Crawford coming through the pack on the number 15 bike, just going out with a shot there as Sean Robinson comes right into the face of our camera. We're under starters orders here at Knockhill for a 600 production, a 600 pre-injected race, and away we go. Burns is at the back and he's away on board with Chris Clements, and heading down towards first corner we have the bikes. We're still on board with Clements here, but in towards first corner it goes. And who is it? Is it that man again? It is Bowerbank that leads as they go through Leslie's and the top of St Curves. On the brakes for Scotsman Corner, Patrick Foreman, number 11, trying to get in on the action, but it's once again that man on number 27, Blue R6 Yamaha, Paul Bowerbank, leading the way as we get a visual as they come through the Johnny Way chicane. Robinson, then Donachie.
Yeah, Gordon Donny got a good start. I tell you, who's probably the best star of a lot of them is that man Polanski, sitting there in 4th place, the novice vest on. He gets off the line awfully well every time. As we're just looking at Richard Bright being chased down by Des Burns, who came from the back of the grid after his crash in the first race earlier on today.
Do you think that comes from Polanski's motocross background then?
Possibly, but obviously just good off the line. As Des Burns look up the inside, Richard Bright and Patrick Foreman on the brakes, and Patrick Foreman swoops across and takes his line back there. So Foreman having a good ride at the moment.
Up the main straight they go 3 wide, but it's Bowerbank and Robinson at the front. Robinson was right in the slipstream as they head down towards St Curves. Robinson coming up the inside, but no, he can't do it. Can't get as they go in towards St Curves. He has to tuck in behind Bowerbank and still to go down the hill.
Yeah, I wonder how much Bowerbank's got the championship on his mind, because he's got a comfortable lead at the moment at the front, so he doesn't really need to be scrapping out for first place. But as a racer, you want to win weekend in, weekend out. But this is the first time I've seen Sean Robinson really challenging like this up here at Knockhill, and he's not really going to be affecting the championship position too much. So Bowerbank might be racing with his head a little bit in this one, as Gordon Donny definitely chasing down, and a little bit of a battle further down as Clements looking at the inside of Polanski in towards Clark's, with Richard Bright right behind him.
In towards the hairpin become Bowerbank and Robinson side by side. Robinson looks like he's having a shot just out of camera sight just now. Here comes Polanski and he's holding off Clements and Bright. Clements a little bit of a wobble going in the corner, misses the apex. Can Bright capitalise, get a good run through the hairpin and try and get a good drag up the main straight? We'll go past, clicking off another lap, and Robinson is in the lead. He did make that stick, so it's Robinson again from Bowerbank, and this is going to be it's going to rattle Bowerbank a little bit, because Paul does like to race from the front, does like to read from the front, and he's been doing an awful lot of that. He's got to let Sean Robinson go here. Robinson's very, very quick through St Curves and Leslie's and looks very, very smooth and in control.
Yeah, Robinson putting in some very strong lap times at the moment, Duncan. He's down into the low 55s, and they say virtually probably going to be the first guy that's going to hit the 54s in the pre-injected 600 class, which is pretty rapid stuff. So let's see what Bowerbank can do, and we do give Paul a fair bit of stick afterwards in presentations and stuff like that. We just like to wind him up, but Paul Bowerbank really good on the pre-injected 600 class, doing a sterling job. But look at that man, number 88, Sean Robinson, really, really looking smooth at the front. The bike's looking planted. He gets away, drives it well out the corner, and like I say, a great ride from the 88 machine of Sean Robinson, sponsored by the Newsham Motorcycles.
all the way from Blythe, so it's good to see him here. But yeah, Bowerbank is a class act, as we see Zach Clements pulling out from the slipstream on Bright as they head up underneath the Beatson's Bridge, but not to be. I'm still impressed with Polanski. He's holding off Bright, Clements and Burns and Foreman, guys that are very, very quick on Polanski. It's great seeing the orange vest up there, shows that he's a rider in his first year of track racing, and he's doing a good cracking effort to stay ahead of these guys here. Nothing worse than when you see an orange vest in front of you, although that wouldn't happen with you very often, Dennis. But they're through the John O'Weir chicane and up the back straight. Keep your eyes on the number 28 bike, because he's got a good run and he's trying to get up the inside of Bright here, but Bright is trying to hold him off and he doesn't give him any room whatsoever there. Clements thinks just the better of that one.
Yeah, Richard Bright using the classic racing line late in, gets a good drive out down towards the hairpin, and we're just looking at Polanski on the brakes, and you can see his bike's moving around a little bit. Let's see what's happening in the background. Richard Bright normally looks on the side, but look at that, Des Burns up the inside of Foreman there.
Yeah, Burns is going to have to try and get this, isn't he? He's going to try and get his confidence back after that front end losing moment as he went through Leslie's in the first race. Thankfully the bike didn't roll over. That's a big thing when you do fall off there. You can in a lot of speed then. And but Clements goes up the inside of Bright. Clements goes up the inside of Bright as Dennis digs him in the ribs there, and you can see he gives a good bit of speed through the top of the hill there. And is he going to lose it in the Scotsman? He does, because Bright straight back up the inside. He's going to run too hot. Clements takes him. Is Bright going to lose the position to Des Burns as well? We'll find out as we come through the John O'Weir chicane. But yeah, maybe just a little bit keen from Bright there. Yeah, not a Bright move, but Richard.
Yeah, obviously went in there pretty quick, and obviously just too responsive to getting back past, and that'll cost him 2 places in doing that. As we look at the battle there, Polanski getting chased down now by Clements, Des Burns right behind him, and just in front you can see Gordon Donaghy right on the rear wheel of Paul Bowerbank for second place.
Yeah, absolutely. For shame for Richard Bright there, as we see Chris Clements getting a little bit wriggly and out of shape on the brakes, trying to catch Matthew Polanski on the number 80 bike, but Burns has got past him. Patrick Foreman's going to have a shot at Richard Bright. One thing you can be sure, Patrick Foreman will have a go. But there's your second and third place man going through the shot just now, as we pick up with them as they go through St Curves and Leslie's, and it's almost as if Bright, you just missed the brake lever when you're waiting for it. You guys, so much speed in.
Yeah, this is a classic pre-injection 600 scrap, and it's good to see such a wide mix of riders having such a good ride in this race, and it keeps us on our toes and exciting. Just remember, like, Derek Burns came from the back of the grid, and also a big crash at the bottom of Leslie's. That's not a sore place to go down, and obviously his bike must be okay. His pit crew out there have got it back together perfectly okay. Look at that, the 28 machine of Chris Clements goes right up the inside of the orange vested Polanski at Clark's. As we look at the battle again, Gordon Donaghy chasing down Paul Bowerbank for this battle for second place, and like you say, Bowerbank second place doesn't really go together, does it? We normally see him in first place, but the man at the front is Sean Robinson, and Sean Robinson, I'm sure, has just done a 54.8.
Here goes Big Gordon. He's tucking in the slipstream there as they go up the main straight. Now, one man we're missing. We've not seen Tony here. We've not seen Tony Wilson here. Each of the man's come along champion on Big Gordon. But up the inside comes Burns in towards St Curves, and he gets 2 men in the one move there. That's quite impressive. He gets past 2 guys on the brakes in what is possibly the fastest corner in the circuit. But Bowerbank, remember, Paul always tells us he fades a little bit towards the end of the race. Maybe he's just starting to fade that a little bit, maybe not being able to swallow, needing a little bit of fluid, because here comes Big Gordy on the number 2 Yamaha, and he's going to be having a shot here. Then he's definitely going to have a shot as he goes towards the end. But Bowerbank looks just a wee bit off the pace right now as they head round Hislop's towards Taylor's turn, the hairpin. Yeah, Donaghy loses a little bit in the straight there, but will he have a shot on the brakes at Bowerbank as they come in towards the hairpin? Can't be many laps left in this race now. Yeah,
I just saw in the very back of the screen that Des Burns still had that 4th place, and I thought he might have ran a little bit wide as he went through St Curve, but he's managed to hold that off. And Gordon Donaghy is still charging down Paul Bowerbank, and this is a good scrap for second place. But at the front, Sean Robinson, like you say, has totally cleared off.
Yeah, he's a bit of a class act this weekend. But here comes Des Burns now, with Clements behind him. Then we've got Bright and Foreman, and another bike just coming to the back of shot there. Den, who was that? They went just a little bit far away for our camera to pick up, but we'll try and get a visual on that as they go through Scotsman Corner and head down towards the next couple of corners. It's so important to get this area all linking in on a bike. If you make a mess of one of these corners, it kills your momentum and basically ruins your whole lap, as Burns goes maybe a little bit wide there, and that's like Clements get underneath him.
Yeah, you know what it's like around here, Duncan. Some of the corners will draw you in early, and if you do go in early, it messes your exit up, so you've got to make sure you get through the corner and carry good exit speed. And it's a very technical track here at Knockhill, but one that everyone thrives on riding because it's so enjoyable lap after lap. It's a new challenge all the time.
Yeah, Burns goes defensive straight away. You could probably hear and see Clements alongside him later on the brakes, and holds his position. The bike's remarkably undamaged for the speed that he went down and how he went into the grass at Leslie's there. Lucky the thing wasn't away up in there, cartwheeling into several small pieces of R6 Yamaha. But here we go underneath the bridge again. These guys are giving us a cracking battle for what is this? This will be for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. Am I right with that, Dennis?
Yeah, you're right. Well, this is a scrap for 4th place, and such a good fight to be in. And this is what I like as a racer. You like to be involved in a good race, and this is definitely one of them.
Tyre management obviously is going to come into play, because these guys, you know, they're not putting so many tyres on the bike, and they've had a race already today. So if anything, Burns might be in a better position here, because he has done less laps. But up the inside of him comes Clements, and he gives him a little wave there as he goes past.
I actually think Des Burns might have some kind of problem there, Duncan, because he definitely took it off the handlebar and looked in disgust as if something had definitely gone wrong. So I think Derek Burns on his little Autovox Yamaha R6 has some kind of problem out there as we come up and approach, and I'm sure that's the last lap flag I see out there now.
Yeah, went past Gillian Armstrong at the hairpin there, but there goes Bowerbank and Donaghy already away. But remember, Sean Robinson has checked out with this one. In fact, we haven't seen him for quite a while. Let's hope he's still circulating around there. Yeah, you're right, Dennis. You've switched on chat as Burns heads for the pit lane. And is this our leader? Very artistic camera shot here from the guys at AJK TV, all the way from Clark's Corner, picking him up as he left Scotsman, tail him through the John Arway chicane and bring him up the back straight towards Clark's Corner, where we are just now. He gets in there and he's just stroking this one home.
Yeah, it just like he's on a nice Sunday ride out, doesn't he? He's just nice and steady. He wasn't going for his proper racing lines there, nice and easy in towards Clark's, but he's under no pressure whatsoever. And Sean Robinson setting a new class lap record there, first guy down into the 54, so pretty impressive stuff from Sean. But let's see what's going to happen. Is Donaghy going to have a look at the inside of Bowerbank for second place? We need to look back towards that scrap as Robinson takes. Oh, they're both down. Bowerbank and Gordon Donaghy are both down at the hairpin, Duncan, and that's made it wide open. So who's going to take second place there? Zach Clements is going to take second place from Richard Bright, and we've just the same miss that, but it looks like I think Gordon Donaghy is actually taken out Paul Bowerbank there, and these two guys, look, Bowerbank's pretty upset with that one.
Well, that was a bit of a shock, wasn't it? I didn't expect that to happen. There's young Paul makes his way in towards the medical centre, shouts a little bit, smiling at the way at the end of it, shouting a bit of abuse towards Gordy anyway, but brilliant. So Sean Robinson, Chris Clements, Richard Bright are your podium. Matthew Polanski in 4th, Patrick Foreman, Alan Rennie, Graham Adkins and Gillian Armstrong coming home in 8th position for the pre-injected 600s. Well, that was a bit of a turnabout, didn't expect that to happen. So let's head down to Joe for some interviews.
And it's the second win of the day. Good preparation for the North East meet in 4 weeks' time.
It is, yeah. It was just to get here and try and get some track time in. I've never been here for a year, so obviously back here in 4 weeks for the North East Championship, which I'm leading, so just to get a bit of track time in and try and get used to the track again and try and plug away some more tenths off that time.
Richard, 3rd place across the line, a good result, a good solid result, but not a lot we could do about our winner today.
No, no one can match Sean's pace today. I've had terrible starts all day, new clutch, a slipper clutch in for this meeting, and need to do something about the bite. I've just got terrible starts and had a lot of work to do all day, but I think even if I got away with Sean, you know, he's a class act and he runs a hot pace, and you know, bit of work to do to keep up with him really.
So your championship points for the Cooper Motorcycles pre-injected 600 classes: Paul Bowerbank lead the way from Richard Bright, Lee Naylor, Derek Burns and Sean Robinson. Gordon Donaghy, Matthew Polanski equal in points, and Patrick Foreman there. Join us after the break.
With so much racing going on in the world, you'd have to be a four-headed monster to keep up with it all. Luckily, we have that. Join Peter Keane, Bill Wood, Errol Tucker, and their guest driver analyst each week for an opinionated look at the news coming out of the racing world. Remember, it's GoRacingTV.com for all your racing and video needs.
So the next race is the Mini Twin Formula 400 and Classics. We've got McClung, Murphy, Reid and Robinson, Stone, Heath and Brown, Hamilton, Robertson, McNairn and Walker, with Hamilton and Cook giving you the complete grid, 4 rows, and we get the guys on the track just now. Big black cloud in the distance, but still sunshine in here, Knockhill, so that's good to see. We're under starters orders and we're about to go racing as we follow our flagman off the track, and we're down at the static camera, first corner, and away they go. It's a cracking start by Tom Robinson this time. He managed to get away with the roll he was on, which is all important, and down towards first corner. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Paul McClung. They go sweeping across the front of everybody on his little Mini Twin with Murphy and then Stone in 3rd.
Yeah, we've got 3 Mini Twins right at the front, but then look at that, Jed Heath into 4th place, but he's having a look up the inside there. Is that Grant Reid? He has to back out of that one, so Jed Heath there in 4th place, and Tom Robinson's got a better start this time. Just being passed by Douglas Brown round the outside. back out of the John Highway chicane, we've got Mini Twin 1, 2, 3, Paul McClung. Then we have the machine right behind him at 51, Leon Murphy, followed by Eddie Stone. And Eddie obviously getting more confidence back as Tom Robinson dives up the inside of Douglas Brown, and that was a pretty early pass by Tom Robinson there. He went to the white line nice and early, uses the exit curve to get the head down towards a hairpin.
Everything looking good. Quite a late race, late in the day here. The sun, you can see the shadows are now getting long. The sun's going to be in the guys' faces as they come up towards Clark's and head towards the hairpin. But as Dennis says, it is McClung from Murphy from Stone. 3 mini twins away at the front. 3 super twins away at the front, actually, with Grant Reid just getting a bit of hassle from what looks like, is that Tom Robinson now? Further back, yeah, Robinson pulls out and passes Grant Reid. So that's the first 400 on the road now. Tom Robinson with Jet Heath still ahead of those two guys. And is it going to be another 400 and 1100cc battle round Knockhill? Well, they're mismatched numbers, but they work well on the track together as we're following Leon Murphy down through Butchers in the John Highway chicane on his TMR SV650. Supported a lot by Cooper Motorcycles where he works, and sign effects of Cooper. So in towards Clark they come. Then what does the sun do to you when you're actually racing at this point? You've obviously got to have the dark visor on, but the sun's starting to get lower in the sky.
Yeah, it's not too bad to be honest with you, Duncan, because you're still looking for your apexes, hitting your apexes. You're looking through the corner all the time, and to be fair, unless it's right in your eyes coming in towards the corner, you might get a bit of blind vision as Tom Robinson dives up the inside of Jed Heath.
Yeah, Tom's got a clear visor on there as well, so very strange. He doesn't really normally run with a dark visor, Tom, so he's Grant Reid having a look over his shoulder. I wonder if he's got a little bit of problems on that Kawasaki. But yeah, Robinson in front of Heath, so we're going to have a big bike, little bike battle as they come in towards State Curves again. Yeah,
just watching that, but Tom Robinson there doing a good job. Jed Heath unable to get past over the top, and I think Tom Robinson's wanting to get that win under his belt because Grant Reid's won both 400 races so far today, but Tom Robinson has had the quickest laps in both affairs so far, so it's now Tom Robinson's turn to show Grant Reid who's the boss.
Who's the boss, yeah. Thankfully the boss managed to make a start this time, and through the chicane they come now. Robinson can see Stone ahead of him, and once you get a bit, once you start thinking you're catching Dennis, that drags you on so much more, and it just will eke him out a couple of tenths each corner, and he will hopefully get his claws in the back Eddie Stone on the ERS Ducati.
Yeah, what you've got to remember as well is the first 3 on track are actually the mini twins, and Tom Robinson there in the 400, so he's in a battle on his own for the 400 race. He's also got a nice comfortable lead at the moment over the 21 machine of Grant Reid, but Tom Robinson being the racer he is, he won't be on the podium outright and as far up the field as he possibly can. But Paul McClung absolutely in dominant fashion here at Knockhill, doing a sterling ride out the front on his own, pulling away. He almost needs to slow down a little bit, get in the mix, make it exciting, and then pull the plug over the last few laps.
Yeah, I can't see that happening. As much as we would like it to happen, young Mr. McClung was, well, he's away at the front. He is not on his super twin, as we should say, he's on the mini twin. He did have a disaster and destroy his super twin effectively, so it's still getting rebuilt. And this is his bike from last year that he's on, the just standard engine that's in it, not the tuned motor. So we're looking at Jed Heath and Grant Reid here. Grant Reid trying to get back ahead, and Douglas Brown with her onboard camera just off the back of them, coming through the Johnny Way chicane now. Reid trying to go on the outside of Heath, but that's not going to happen. It's a beautiful little 400, and he's shaking his hand. He's not a happy bunny.
He's not a happy bunny, but he put himself in that position as Tom Robinson goes up the inside of Eddie Stone. Eddie Stone trying to get back towards the apex, and that was a good move from Tom Robinson there, because we know how strong Eddie is on the brakes, and for Tom to come through like that, that's pretty impressive stuff. And he's now charging down Leon Murphy for that second place on the road.
So Eddie Stone down to 4th position, but as we say, 3rd in the mini touring class. But these guys are all racers. There's only 3 guys going to stand on the podium. Doesn't matter what class they're in, there's only 3 guys getting on that podium, and they all want to stand on it. Right now they all want the step that Paul McClung is occupying, but it's not to be, because he is away at the front. Jed Heath still there, going through the picture with Grant Reid and then Douglas Brown. Another lovely artistic camera shot for us here, all the way from Clark's, looking back across the centre of the circuit, and that is Scotsman Corner. That we've got Heath try that again, Heath and Reid. Yeah, thanks Dennis, you can take over.
Yeah, no, it's just watching the guys now coming up through the John Highway chicane. But Jed Heath, I must admit, I'm really impressed with Jed Heath on the post-classic senior, and he's actually really at the sharp end of the field, fighting for almost a podium position. He's holding off Grant Reid there right behind him, and we've seen Grant Reid finish 2nd on the road overall today, just behind Paul McClung. So this shows how strong Jed Heath is getting on this big J6R 1100, and obviously has a straight line speed. He's just got to pick up his corner speed as best he can, as Grant Reid almost has a look up the inside at the hairpin.
Yeah, you remember from the last meeting that Grant Reid was actually leading one of the 400 races, or leading one of the races outright on the road, and a red flag came out when I think Douglas Brown went down at first corner, and caused the race to be stopped. So Grant is a very quick man, and he has got the potential to be winning races, but he's just got that big roadblock in front of him just now, and that's Jed Heath. And Jed Heath will be loving this. He'll be absolutely loving this, because we don't have John McFarlane here racing just now. So Jed Heath is kind of out on his own, looking for somebody to get a race with, and he's well and truly matched up with number 21, Grant Reid. As we get a good visual on Grant going down through the twisty section here at Knockhill, and see how much he catches up on the brakes. But then he's just caught, he almost rear-ends Jed Heath. He almost rear-ends him, he's carrying that much more speed.
Yeah, as he went through the chicane there, we could just catch a little bit there. He used all the exit curve and almost in towards the hot dog curves on the back of that as well, and he had to get right off the throttle and back out of that one, and that's caused Douglas Brown to close right up towards this scrap, and we've almost got a three-wheel affair now, or six-wheel affair, three-rider affair down towards the hairpin, and making it more exciting for us.
Reid finally passes Heath on the brakes, but I think we all know what's going to happen coming at the hairpin here. Jed Heath's going to wind the wick up on the big Suzuki, and left or right, Jed, you take your pick, mate. There you go. You pass him on the right hand side, and that's going to really, really annoy Grant Reid as he comes into the first corner. But he's not really got as much. He's not. Grant Reid has held him off this time, and Grant Reid will be smiling as he goes through the top of 8 curves, and he's held off the big bike. Now, can that let Douglas Brown get past him as he goes to Scotsman then?
Quite possibly, but I think obviously Grant Reid there, he's going to have a big task now to try and catch up with Tom Robinson, who's leader of the 400s and third place on track at the moment. He's trying to chase down Leon Murphy, and fastest 400 on the road is also Tom Robinson. So maybe Grant Reid can use this clear track to get in one flying quick lap for that extra point for the championship.
Oh, Sandy Robertson just about making it very difficult for Paul McClung there, as he's just about going a lap down, but Mr McClung does get up the side with the Scotsman. That was what I would call a banzai move by Douglas Brown coming to the hairpin there, Dennis. Thankfully managed to miss Jed Heath. But yeah, Grant Reid has now broken the toe from the big Suzuki, and Douglas Brown is now the man who's going to try and leapfrog him to get back past there. But yeah, that was quite close for Paul McClung at the front. It's about the only excitement he's had mid-race, or any races today, and that was just going past Sandy Robertson, his TZ350. But here's Brown. Brown loses the front, going through Leslie's, and down he goes, and that is what you don't want your bike to do. Classic front end off at Leslie's there.
I've got to say, well done to the cameraman that time for catching the full instant there. You could just see he just folded the front nice and gracefully, and a nice little slide there as Paul McClung comes over the start finish line to take the last lap flag, and hopefully perfectly okay from that Douglas Brown. He'll just be annoyed with himself because he was getting back into the mix. He was catching up to the back of Jed Heath, and down he went. But a nice little manoeuvre there. Look at that, Tom Robinson is going into second place. So Tom Robinson passes Leon Murphy for second place on the road on this last lap.
What a shame for Douglas Brown. Caught on camera, that's a couple of £100 there if he gets on. You've been framed, or everybody will be doing that. But thankfully the bike didn't roll over too many times, and it will be back out later on. There's number 118 who's got himself going, Rod Walker. He was saw him at the tyre wall in, I think, the second race of the day. But it's Paul McClung coming through Clark's corner. Paul McClung has had the last lap board, and young Paul heads towards the hairpin for the final time today, and he has been supreme in the Mini Twins, absolutely supreme. Dennis nods his head in the background here. Very happy to see Paul McClung come back for a good meeting here after his disastrous first one. He accelerates out for the hairpin, and it's going to be Paul McClung who takes a good checker flag and wins the Mini Twin Super Twin 400s in Classic race.
I thought he was going to let Rod Walker get another lap in there, but he just blasted past. But who's going to get second on the road? Is it going to be Tom Robinson, or is it going to be Leon Murphy? Here they are now. Tom Robinson is that gets it from Leon Murphy, and I think that's Sandy Robertson there, just being lapped by the front two.
Yeah, very appreciative crowd here at Knockhill as Paul McClung comes through, gives him a little wave. So all good day's work there for Paul McClung. He takes the wins, brace of wins there, from Tom Robinson, Leon Murphy, Grant Reid and Jed Heath. Eddie Stone 6 on the ERS Ducati with Stuart Hamilton, and number 118 Rod Walker comes home in 8th position. We hand back down into the pit lane to Joe Tanner.
Leon, third again.
Yeah.
Nothing we can do with these front boys.
Nah, I thought second was pretty safe there for a while, and then I heard the 400 buzz at the back of me, and I thought, well, there's not much I can do. I was kind of struggling with brakes. My brakes went off in the second race coming into the second lap, so I've kind of been struggling trying to get them, kind of squeezing my fingers with the brakes, but not much I can do. It's good fun.
And the runner-up, a familiar face. Tom, you've had a horrible day trying to get off the line, struggling, finally made it count in the last race.
Yeah, I'm really pleased that at least I got off the line without too much trouble that time, and say I was able to make a race with the guys that I should have been racing with. I'm glad. I was never going to catch Paul, obviously, but I was glad to be able to get up and at least get up into the sort of second or third sort of slot and be first Formula 400, which is what I really want to be.
And the winner, again, I've lost count of how many times. Is that 3 wins today?
Yeah, I think so.
3 wins, making it look easy. Need to get you on that Superstock bike sooner rather than later, I think.
Yeah, my mum's not too keen on that yet, so I need to work on her for next season, but should get out maybe if I have the funds for a couple of rounds before the end of this season.
So with Minute Twins, he's Paul McClung, Eddie Stone, Harry Puller, Murphy, Boren and McNairn. In the 400s, we have got Robinson, Reid, Brown, Hamilton and Walker. And that's all from us, guys. We'll see you soon.
Well, that's it, folks. That's all we have time for this week. The weather stayed dry. We've had a great day's racing. Do join us next time for more exciting two-wheeled action.